All right, let's talk about a superpower you already have for getting way better results from AI. And no, it's not about learning to code or memorizing some secret formulas. It's all about, well, conversation.
So, be honest, does this look familiar? You've got an idea, you cram everything into one giant prompt, you hit enter, and then you just take whatever the AI spits out. One shot, one answer. If that's you, you're definitely not alone. But you're also not even scratching the surface of what these tools can do.
See, when you do that, you're basically treating this incredibly powerful language model like it's just a fancy search engine, and you are leaving its real power completely untapped. The big secret isn't about writing a better first prompt, it's about having a better conversation.
So how do we make that happen? Well, here's what we're going to cover. We'll look at the big prompting mistake most people make. Then we'll make the conversational shift. I'll show you the art of the follow-up, how to steer the AI where you want it to go, and how to use context to your advantage. And finally, we'll wrap it all up with a new mindset that's going to change everything.
Okay, first up, the prompting mistake. This really is the heart of the problem. For what? Decades now, we've been trained to type a few words into a search box and get a list of links. But modern AI? It's not a search engine. You've got to think of it as a reasoning engine.
When you just dump everything you want into one huge message, the AI kind of gets overwhelmed. It tries its best to check off every box, but what you usually get is a really generic, kind of shallow, and let's be honest, pretty disappointing answer. It's just not how these things are built to shine. And that leads us right to the big aha moment, the conversational shift. This is all about changing your approach from giving a single order to starting a structured dialogue. Think about it like you're talking to a brilliant assistant who knows almost everything, but who takes everything you say very literally.
You know, there's a name for this whole thing: conversational or iterative prompting. And the idea is actually super simple. You just build on the AI's answers one step at a time. Every response it gives you helps you figure out what to ask next. It's way more natural, right?
And this right here, this is the whole game. The old way is a monologue. You're just talking at the AI. But the superpower, well, that's a real dialogue. It's a back and forth where you dig deeper and deeper with every message. And that is how you go from getting a boring surface-level answer to finding some truly valuable stuff.
Okay, so let's get practical. How do you actually do this? It all boils down to what I call the art of the follow-up. Once the AI gives you that first response, you can't be afraid to push it a little, ask for more, and get way more specific. Here's your first tool, and it's so simple, it feels like cheating. The AI gives you a list of ideas, and one of them catches your eye. All you have to do is say, develop that, just like that. You're telling it to zoom in and give you all the juicy details on that one point. Here's another absolute game changer. Sometimes AI answers can be a little abstract, a bit theoretical. Just ask, give me an example. This one little phrase forces it to make things concrete and tangible, which makes everything way easier to understand. Now this is how you get tailored advice. You ask the AI to put on a different hat. You're not getting the generic answer anymore. You're getting specific advice for a beginner. And you can do this for anything. Tell it to think like a CEO or to write for a skeptical audience. It completely changes the game. Of course, sometimes the AI is going to get it wrong. It might misunderstand you or go off in a totally weird direction. And that's where steering comes in. You have to remember, the AI can't read your mind. You've got to guide it, just like you would anyone in a real conversation. Seriously, never ever be afraid to correct the AI. Trust me, you're not going to hurt its feelings. A simple, hey, that's not quite right, followed by a really clear direction is the fastest way to get back on track. The more specific your correction, the better the next response is going to be. This is where the real magic of iteration comes in. Maybe the information was perfect, but the tone was just all wrong. You can literally just tell it, try again, but make it sound more professional, or casual, or witty, or academic. You are the director here. You're always in control of the style. And this just shows how powerful reframing can be. You can take some super complex topic, and with one simple follow-up, the AI can break it down so a 5-year-old could get it. Think about that for a second. A task that might take a person hours, done in seconds. Okay, let's talk about the secret sauce that makes all this possible, the power of context. One of the coolest things about modern AIs, like ChatGPT, Claude, Gemini, is that they actually remember what you've been talking about in your conversation. So you can use that, refer back to things you've already discussed. Say things like, remember what we talked about earlier? Or you can build directly on what it just said, like, okay, take that example you just gave me, but now turn it into an Instagram post. One quick pro tip, if you're going to switch topics out of the blue, just give it a little heads up so it doesn't get confused.
All right, it's time to bring this all home with your new mindset. If there is one thing you remember from all of this, please make it this. A great AI interaction is not a monologue where you just shout into the dark. It's a game of ping pong. It's all about that back and forth. You serve a simple prompt, the AI hits the ball back. You return it with a deeper question or a little correction. The AI sends back an even better answer. That rhythm, that is the flow of a truly productive AI session.
So here's the play-by-play. Step 1 is the serve. That's your simple, clear starting prompt. Then the AI makes its first return. Now it's your move, the strategic volley. You follow up with a deeper question, you ask for an example, you correct its tone, and that's how you get the winning point. A way smarter, way more useful answer.
So, the next time you open up an AI chat, don't just type out a command and walk away. Start a real conversation. Start your game of ping pong. You've already got the superpower. The only question is, what are you going to ask first?